Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, folks. I'm here on Substack holding space, Melinda Zappone, the subscription service. If you're on Substack, it is our warehouse for everything healing. And if you are on YouTube or Spotify, we are Enya. Everyone needs you always to do this inner work and democratize your mental health and your healing journey. Today is a quick post because we're doing a lot of things. We're launching therapy intensives, trying to make that available and digestible and understandable to you so that you can choose it as something to guide you through your healing journey gently and make sure that you're really comfortable when choosing it. And that's really, really important is emotional safety in any of the content. Be self-discerning that it will be of value to you, not momentarily keep you from feeling lonely in your healing journey. I've done that at times, but ultimately seeing it as an organized whole is a much more safer thing to pursue, and that's what we're trying to help everybody do. So today I'm just talking about this theme of your undercover angel, how working on uncovering eventually gives you your wings back. This post today starts with a video about entering, or kind of ends with a video about entering the phases of healing through a 3-day therapy intensive, and then has another video about the therapy intensives. And the links to view that are included in this. For purposes of listening and viewing today, you'll just kind of see the main post. I'll tell you this undercover angel concept came from my poem, Undercover Angel, which, again, you can view on Substack, Holding Space, Melinda Zappone on Substack. There's so much heartfelt, meaningful content available now on healing, videos, reels, posts, podcasts, workshops, and endless quotes about trauma, emotional wounds, betrayal, loss, shame, addiction, abandonment, and the divided self. I am grateful for the collective willingness to speak about what used to be whispered in secrecy. These messages reach people who once believed they were alone. They give language to pain that had none. They normalize the very human experience of hurting. And yet something subtle happens in this era of abundant healing content. We begin to believe that scrolling, liking, collecting, and following somehow equals healing. The right words land, the right reel resonates, something inside us stirs, softens, or feels seen. And for a moment, sometimes a very real one, we feel like we're getting better. There's a sense of connection, even community. But healing is not the same as resonance. Resonance is the spark. Healing is the journey. Following inspirational content can feel like movement, but it is often a circle, comforting, meaningful, familiar, but not necessarily transformative. A healing journey twists, confronts, unearths, and reorganizes. It rarely scrolls neatly past your eyes. My role in creating content, whether through Substack, Patreon, my podcast, or individual work, is not to offer more noise for you to, scroll through like a feed, even if it's soothing noise. My role is a gentle call to engagement that leads to action that makes sense to your nervous system, to your story, and to your timing. Lately, the action that makes the most sense to me is offering 3-day therapy intensive based on my registered trademark healing model, the toolbox approach, and its companion framework, the phases of healing. After 20 years as a trauma therapist, I know this. Most people who seek trauma healing arrive by carrying layers, not a single event. Loss, adult trauma, childhood wounds, emotional neglect, betrayal, old shame, addiction, complicated love and complicated grief, patterns that feel protective but quietly limit every part of life. By the time they reach me, they've often already seen 1 or 2 therapists, sometimes for 6 months or more, and eventually start searching for someone who speaks trauma fluently. Colleagues jokingly call me the trauma whisperer because so many individuals simply cannot just move on when they were never taught how to just talk. Their bodies carry more than their wounds know how to say. Healing is not marked by the end of addiction, the finalization of a divorce, the stabilization of symptoms, or the return to work. Healing is marked by something deeper. When a person arrives in session and says, "It's not about what happened anymore, it's about how I'm still acting as if it might." When they start caring more about the patterns they are manifesting than the people they've been blaming. When they stop demanding that others heal with them or for them. When they recognize that we all need healing and that they are willing to take responsibility for their own. But this uncovering, the real work, can feel raw. It can feel like exposure. It can feel like losing skin you didn't realize was armor. That is why we need tools, not just insight, not just information, actual tools that accompany the journey and help a person reorganize their experience of themselves. This is where the undercover angel metaphor was born. We often mistake our protective layers for damage, our reactivity for character flaws, our numbness for weakness, but underneath those coverings lives an angelic truth, a glow, a pulse, a resilience that has simply been working undercover far too long. Uncovering is about, what is it about? Uncovering is not about exposing what's wrong. It's about revealing what was always right. It's about remembering the wings that trauma taught you to fold. It's about letting your glow burn through the cracks. It's about discovering that what you thought was too much was actually your beginning. In the poem Undercover Angel, I write about the wings blooming beneath the broken seams. That is how healing often arrives, quietly through the fractures. If you feel a pull to not just follow content, but engage your healing, explore the linked Patreon materials and the screening prep section for the 3-day intensive. When you go over to Patreon, I have that posted. You could look at the screening prep. You'll also find a deeper explanation of the program below in another video. So there's a lot of stuff there for you to explore. This is not the trail itself, but it is the trailhead. And you are more ready than you think. So consider a therapy intensive with me. And heal on, everyone.